Hi there, this is Penelope. This is section C, question 3. It's part of the test 2 in trimester 2, 2021, but it's from an exam in 2020. So it's a fairly typical exam question. It requires a bit of work that's not calculus to start with. It then goes on to ask you to find the area, which links it into being a calculus question. Okay, so fairly common standard exam question. You've got two curves and you're told which one is which, and you're asked to do various things, which ends up finding the area that's shaded. It's a scaffolded question, as several of these types of questions are, and the first thing that you need to do, as you do with any of these questions, is to actually find where the curves intersect, because ultimately that is where you are going to need the information down here, and the top function is g minus the bottom function, etc., etc. Okay, so you need to find A and B. Okay, the question is leading you to find A and B. So it says, to start off with, if x equals y squared minus 2y plus 1, find y. And obviously then y is going to be in terms of x. And it even tells you, hint, factorize the right-hand side. So if you factorize it, it becomes 1 y minus 1 squared, and that's equal to x. So then you can say quite comfortably that root x equals y minus 1, and then from there you can say, well, really you probably should say plus or minus, then you can say that y equals plus or minus root x plus 1. Often with these questions, if you can't get the first part, at least use that to go further. So you now know what f of x is, and what g of y is, right? So you're working with g of y. But what you've now got is two functions, both of which are expressed in terms of x, and now you can find the intersection, which is what you need to find a and b in the integral part of the question. So you need to substitute y equals x squared plus 1 into our what we've got for x. So we've got y equals x squared plus 1, and we know that x equals y minus 1 squared, which we know is then equal to x squared plus 1 minus 1 squared. Now we have a statement, if we fix that, that just says x to the 4. Now we've got the statement that says that x equals x to the power of 4. Okay, right, just shift everything onto the same side and we get x to the 4 minus x equals 0. We can factorize that. So then that x equals 0 or x equals 1. And you should be able to see from the diagram that x is indeed 0, but that you do need two answers. Once you've got the x values, you need to find the y values as well, because you're asked to find the points of intersection. Yes, for the rest of the question you need the x values, But for part B, you need to find the points of intersection of these two curves. So we're going to sub x equals 0 and x equals 1 into our statement for y. And then we get that y equals 1 or y equals 2. And therefore the points of intersection are 0 and 1 and 1 and 2. Okay, so the marking for those is for the first part, you just got 2 marks, one for saying that x was equal to y minus 1 squared, and then for going to the actual answer. And in the second part, in B, you got a mark for putting x into, or y into there. You got half a mark for getting each of the x values, and you got half a mark for getting each of the y values, and then half a mark for putting them into points, actual points, as ordered pairs. Let me see if I can get the rest in there. Okay, part C says now find the area, and you are now finding the area between 0 and 1 of x to the half minus x squared dx. Okay, do those individually. That would be x to the 3 over 2 over 3 over 2 minus x to the, what am I doing? X to the 3 over 3. Once you've taken out the one term, the plus 1, it's all gone. And integrate that, substitute that between 1 and 0. If you want to, you can rearrange the first term to make it easier. And you probably, if you really wanted to, could take a third out, but that doesn't matter, between 1 and 0, and you should get the answer of a third, or 0.333 units squared. Don't forget, you need to put in that unit. That's worth half a mark to put in the fact that it's units squared. So you're going to get 1 for figuring out that you need to do the subtraction. Oopsie-daisy. Hang on a minute. Sorry, slight technical hitch there. Don't know what happened. Told me the server was busy. Okay, so you then get a mark for putting in that you need to do it between the limits that you found in the previous question. Kind of half a mark each for doing the bits of the calculation. And a half a mark then for the right answer, and so another mark in there somewhere. Okay, that's the end of that question.